brethren, welcome to this brand new series. I'm so excited to share this series with you. It's something that has blessed my life, it's something that's dear to me, it's a process that I've been through. I'll be talking about loneliness. Yes, you got it. I'll be talking about loneliness. You rarely hear a teaching about loneliness anywhere. I mean, there's a lot of teaching about other things, but you rarely hear people talk about loneliness. But loneliness is something that has affected my life from the time I was young. From the time I was a young boy, I suffered from loneliness. I always felt alone. I always felt abandoned. I always felt nobody knew me. Even though I had friends, even though I did a lot of things. And I went through a season that I even became suicidal. I thought of taking my life, but I didn't have the courage to do that. And it's just been in recent years that God has taught me, and he has given me revelation on the subject of loneliness and how I can deal with loneliness, and that how I could live from being someone that is suffering from loneliness to someone that enjoys life. And so I'll be sharing with you in this series 5 things you need to know about loneliness. And these 5 things I'm talking about, I have taken them out of my book, my new book that I'm writing, that I'm going to publish this year. And the book is entitled The Heart of the Lonely. Healing the Heart of the Lonely. And so I'm going to be sharing some nuggets from that book. And I hope that some of these things I'll be sharing and talking about in the subject of loneliness is going to impact you and transform your life. And so if you know somebody that is suffering from loneliness, if you have a friend, a family member, or co-worker, or somebody that's suffering from loneliness, that have this sense of depression and emptiness on the inside, this series is for that person. This series is going to bless that person tremendously. These nuggets I'll be talking about, if they will apply it in their lives, then they are going to have results. I will not say that I'm 100% done with loneliness, but I'm at least 70% or 80% done. And I've dealt with a lot of loneliness in my heart, and I'm thrilled to share my journey with you. So what is the first thing that I'll be talking about in this brand new series about loneliness? The first thing I'll be talking about is the root of loneliness. Yes, we are going to start from the beginning. We are going to start from the genesis. We are going to start to know where loneliness is coming about. I'm going to be sharing with you some scientific findings about loneliness. I'll be sharing with you the stages of loneliness. That if we can go back to the beginning and go back to the root cause, then we can find a solution to it. For so many years in my life, I tried to solve my challenge of loneliness without going back to the roots. But now I know where the roots is coming from. And when you know where it's coming from, then you can find a solution to it. And so on the first session, I'll be talking about the roots of loneliness. What's going to be in the second session? The second session, I'll be talking about the signs and symptoms of loneliness. Yes, loneliness is a disease that plagues the soul of human beings. Loneliness is an infection that will corrode your soul and affect your soul. And so I'll be talking about the signs and symptoms of loneliness. I'll be talking about how you can look at yourself or look at your friend's life or somebody close to you, and you can determine if they are suffering from loneliness. So I'm talking about so many signs. You don't want to be able to miss this session. It's going to be so powerful. It's going to be so impactful, and I'm sure you're going to be blessed as you get to discover some of the signs of loneliness. For some of you, it's going to be a revelation. It's going to be an unveiling. The light bulb is going to come out in your mind. Suddenly, you're going to discover yourself. You're going to understand yourself and what you have been going through. So that is going to be the second session. The third session will be dealing with trust. Yes, trust is one of the results and the consequences of living a life of loneliness. Without trust, none of us have the ability to live a happy life and a fulfilled life on earth. So I'll be talking on the whole subject of trust. I'll be talking about how to restore your trust with God, how to restore your trust in yourself, and how to restore trust with other people. Trust is like the cement that holds, it's like the foundation for every fruitful relationship. So I'll be talking about trust, and I'll be helping you on how to deal with trust and how to build up your trust. So that is going to be the third session. What is the fourth session? The fourth session will be dealing with shame. Yes. And a lot of you are like, yeah, shame, yes. The fourth session will be dealing with shame. For so many years in my life, I suffered from shame. I had shame. I wasn't happy about where I was born, about the family I was born. I wasn't happy about my life. I felt like other people were more talented and gifted than I am. I had a lot of complex, a lot of low self-esteem, a lot of fear of rejection on the inside because I suffered from shame. And the root of that was loneliness. And so I'm going to be sharing my heart with you about shame. And I'm going to be sharing with you some of the signs and symptoms of shame and how to be able to deal with shame in your life. Some things that you can start doing right now to come out of that place of shame and to become an empowered person. That is going to be this fourth session. And the fifth and the last thing that I'm going to be sharing with you in this series is going to be the consequences of staying lonely. The consequences of staying lonely are so grievous. I would not allow, I will not encourage anyone to be in that place of loneliness. The consequences are so grievous. If you live a life of loneliness, your life on earth is going to be so miserable. You will not have the ability to connect to God, to connect with other people. You're not going to live a fulfilled life per se. Loneliness will destroy your life if you stay in that place. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of the consequences of loneliness. And so I'm excited to share with you this series, and I want you to subscribe to my channel. I want you to like this video and share it with your friends. Inform somebody that is suffering from emptiness and loneliness and depression, somebody that has shame, somebody that is going through a lot of self-condemnation and low self-esteem. Share this video with that person. Tell that person there is a series on loneliness coming up, and you don't have to miss any episode. And I'm so I'll be waiting to hear your testimonies, to hear how this series is going to impact your life. And as I share my life with you, I want to see you have the best life ever. I want to see you become the best version of yourself. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm looking forward to sharing with you during the first session. I'm excited. I hope you too, you are excited. Thank you.